Welcome back to A to Z Decodes. And we have a trending story here that's actually hit the mainstream out of Glendale, Arizona. 3 dead and 5 injured after a fight led to a shooting at a crowded event in suburban Phoenix. I said Glendale, Arizona. And I'll go ahead and read a little bit here and we'll watch a news clip. So it was a fight between groups of people with a history of bad blood escalated Sunday night into a shooting outside a concert and car show at a suburban Phoenix restaurant, leaving 3 dead, including a teenager, and 5 others injured, say the police. Okay. The shooting outside El Camarón Gigante Mariscos and Steakhouse was an isolated incident, and authorities believe more than one person fired shots, said Glendale Police Department spokesperson Jose Santiago. Between 200 and 300 people were in attendance at the outdoor venue when the shooting broke out. So they're saying a concert and a car show at this restaurant, or what? A fight between groups of people with a history of bad blood escalated Sunday night into a shooting outside a concert and a car show. And they're saying the concert and the car show was at a suburban Phoenix restaurant. Let's play this news clip, okay? Oops, wrong way. So let me set it up properly here. And let me know in the comments if there's any real people out there. Where are you located in Arizona? And this was Sunday, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to YouTube to play the video, it looks like. Got 2 ads. Of course, we got 2 ads to go through. Okay.
Mornings breaking news.
And we do begin with breaking news right now at 5 a.m. as Glendale police investigate a deadly restaurant shooting.
This is near 59th Avenue and Glendale. We know this is still a very active investigation. ABC 15's Adam Minzer is live at that scene right now. And Adam, even hours later, police are still out there.
Nick and Kaylee, police tell us that they expect to be out here at least until the sun comes up to look at this scene. We have 3 people dead, according to police, and 5 injured. As you can see, this is still an active scene, as you were saying, with a lot of area blocked off. This all starting with El Camarón Gigante. That is a seafood and steakhouse here in Glendale, actually just steps away from Glendale PD headquarters. And yes, this scene taking up multiple blocks at this time. So these calls came in at 7:45 p.m. as shots fired. And what was happening here was a Cinco de Mayo celebrations of sorts. Witnesses tell us this is a quiet area of town, but they saw a fight break out and they saw multiple people get involved in it. One witness telling us that he was almost shot.
I hit the ground right outside of the door of my car. I heard one of my rear tires, my rear driver's side tire got shot, and you could hear it, air leaving the tire. Yeah, I'm a former law enforcement officer, but you don't ever get used to things like this. And yeah, I'm shaking up. It's not a good night.
We heard from multiple witnesses who say that there was just pure chaos happening at this scene yesterday. Our reporters on the scene talking to them, continuously hearing that there was chaos, there was confusion, there was a lot of running. And as you can see now, as police are starting to look at this scene again, we have evidence markers on the ground that they're going to be checking out. Police tell us that no suspects have been named at this time, and there's no ongoing threat to the community, but they ask anyone who might know anything who was at this restaurant at that time last night to call Glendale police, as they are still trying to work leads. Kaylee and Nick.
Yeah, still obviously very concerning news there to happen. Adam, we know you'll stay on top of that scene.
So they say a Cinco de Mayo celebration of sorts is what they say, with Cinco de Mayo being the next day. So we can go ahead and put that in the calculator just right there. And don't forget, Cinco de Mayo equals Cinco de Mayo right there, okay? Cinco de Mayo equals 55. Check that out. In the reverse cipher. You see that? Amazing, right? This is the code. Cinco de Mayo date. See, this is the code. 55 right there. It's not a coincidence. Cinco de Mayo equals 55. And you see the reverse reduction cipher. Cinco de Mayo has 107 right there. And look at the 190 in reverse. Look, shooting equals 107 like Cinco de Mayo. I'm telling you, this stuff is a code, and it hits all the time. Look at that. See, shooting 107 Cinco de Mayo. Look at the 109 with shooting. And that's kind of like 190, right? You get the same numbers. Look at that. And again, Cinco de Mayo equals 55, and Cinco de Mayo on 5/5. Okay, not a coincidence, right? So we can go forward with some of these connections here. So look, this is amazing right here. So they say this was at a steakhouse. And check this out. Steakhouse equals 124 in gematria. And this shooting was on the 124th day of the year. If you notice, it also, that day, May 4th, Sunday, left 241 days in the year. And Arizona's birthday is February 14, 214. So you get 214, 124, and 241. You get the same numbers mixed up three different ways. And don't forget this shooting on the 124th day of the year when steakhouse equals 124. This shooting on the 4th day of the 5th month, Arizona's birthday, Valentine's Day, is the 45th day of the year. Steakhouse also equals 34 in the reduction cipher. This shooting on a 34 date numerology. And police received calls reporting shots around 7:45 p.m. 7:45 p.m. Remember the shooting on the 4th day of the 5th month and Arizona's birthday, the 45th day of the year. So you see that? Right? El Camarón, Gigante, Mariscos, and Steakhouse. Glendale Police Department Officer Maroni Mendez said during a briefing, Menendez said 3 people died from their injuries. 5 other people were injured by gunshots or shrapnel. Wow. Look at the translation from Spanish to English. Look at that. For the restaurant, the giant shrimp seafood, that's just the Spanish terms within the restaurant name. El Camarón Gigante Mariscos. Look at that. The giant shrimp seafood. And steakhouse, but they got steakhouse in English, right? But look at that. The giant shrimp seafood. 335 in the reverse cipher. Like 35. Shooter equals 35. 3 dead and 5 others injured in a shooting. You see that? 35. 35. 335. I see this number 35 a lot when I do Phoenix area breakdowns, but this was suburban Phoenix, Glendale. But a lot of times I'll do like, oh look, you get 53 with Cinco de Mayo on the fly right there. 53 with Cinco de Mayo. 5 injured, 3 dead. You see that? That proves my point. But I was gonna say, I do a lot of Phoenix Suns breakdowns, Look at Suns has that 35, and we see that number 35 with these breakdowns, and it hits one more time. Okay? So you see how we can go on the fly and break off and do some things. Like, this is a video, but I'm live, okay? Like, I'm not gonna stop and redo this. I'm a real person. I'm confident that in this code, running these stories, okay? And it proves itself once again. So the 35, 35, 335, like 35, and then Cinco de Mayo equals 53, okay? It's not a coincidence that this shooting was one day after the third day of the fifth month, okay? One day after the third day of the fifth month, which was May 3rd, Saturday. This shooting Sunday, May 4th. Okay. And again, the fourth day of the fifth month with the shooting. Arizona's birthday, the 45th day of the year. 7:45 police received calls. Oh, and let's go over to Instagram because there's a little bit of footage here on Instagram. Is it possible that police showed up and started firing shots and people were hit? And these two groups of people, they say, following this car show or whatever, is it possible that they were just fighting and police showed up and fired shots? Is it possible? Because I'm not seeing any shots fired in this video here. Also, not a coincidence. Look at the likes. Just over 4,500. Remember, this was on the fourth day of the fifth month, Sunday. Arizona's birthday, the 45th day of the year, Valentine's Day. You see it on the likes right there. No coincidence. Just a little bit of a scuffle there, right? But yeah, I didn't hear no shots fired there in that video. And it's always police say that this is what happened, right? Police say the police. Police said. Even look at the phone number for this restaurant. 623, look, 533. So you get that 5 and the 3. Remember Cinco de Mayo 53? 5 injured, 3 dead, shooter 35, the giant shrimp seafood 335. Look at 533 in the number, and look, you get another 45. 533 4055 in the phone number. So 4055 is like 45. Remember, Arizona's birthday, the 45th day of the year, shooting on the fourth day of the fifth month, but 5-5 is Cinco de Mayo, and Cinco de Mayo equals 55, May 5th, and that they say a possible celebration one day before Cinco de Mayo. Look at that. You get it in the phone number even. And this even connects to the founder of Glendale, Arizona, William John Murphy. William John Murphy, 232 in the reverse cipher with the language. The giant shrimp seafood, 232 in ordinal. Look at that. How amazing is that? This is just the language, okay? This language I'm not saying that, and I'm not saying this didn't happen. You know what but what's up with this language? How does the language hit like that? You know what I mean? It's like, how deep do you want to go? I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? Even William Murphy's got 72, like Suburban Phoenix, which is Glendale, Arizona. Glendale, Arizona, Suburban Phoenix, 72. William Murphy's got 72 and 2 of the 4 base ciphers. They're saying a history of bad blood escalated Sunday night into a shooting outside a concert and car show at this restaurant. They put bad blood in parentheses right there. I'm just going to put that on the fly right here. It doesn't mean it's going to hit. It hits. It hits. Bad Blood's got 55 like Cinco de Mayo, 44 like shooting. It hits with the. That's what they said. Look. Cinco. Oh my God. Look at that. And let's look at the emphasized again. Right here. Look. A fight between groups of people with a history of bad blood. So you know this article, how they put the article out is by the numbers. Look at that. Bad blood in quotes right there. And we break away and go on the fly. And Bad Blood's got 55 like Cinco de Mayo, 44 like shooting. Wow. Damn, that's amazing. That is incredible, y'all. That's absolutely incredible. That's amazing. I mean, damn, it's just super amazing. Super, super, super amazing with that connection there. When they want to emphasize that word, that's when we break away and we're like, wait a minute, we know that's for a reason. Now, this could be a little bit of a stretch, and I'm not trying to be greedy here, but I will put concert and car show in the calculator just for giggles. I mean, we already hit heavy, and it's not like a perfect code, right? Not everything is going to hit. I don't really see much with concert. We get greedy a little bit here. Concert and car show. Look at that. Concert and car show sync up. Wow, 33 and 39. And then car show's got 87, concert 78. Okay, so look at that. And they both start with the C right there. Wow, Arizona equals 39, y'all. Arizona's got the 39. Like concert and car show. Jeez Louise. Look at that right there. Damn. Okay. So I'm not trying to make this too long. Even suburban Phoenix got 81 like Glendale, Arizona. And we got to go to YouTube again for this one. Oh no, we're good. All right, and this is a video we watched earlier. So we'll go one step further a little bit here. I'm not in a super rush. Explain Cinco de Mayo. Marks the anniversary of the 1862 victory by Mexican troops over invading French forces at the Battle of Puebla. The triumph over the better equipped and much larger French troops was an enormous emotional boost for Mexican soldiers, led by General Ignacio Zaragoza. Now let's just go ahead and look up that character real quick. Here he is right here. Notice how he died. You get the same day as Queen Elizabeth II, who died September 8th. And don't forget, her birthday is April 21st, which was just recently. All right, so that's interesting right there. So that's that guy right there. All right, so that's really it. I mean, those connections were undeniable there. And we hit on the fly very nice here as well, as we usually do. So again, let me know where you're at out here in Arizona as this story hit the main trending news with the Associated Press. And it seems like I'm only getting you one of these Arizona breakdowns every 7 days. I'm going to try to not go so long, maybe one every 4 or 5 days. But I do have another channel that I do daily decodes on. It's Daily Decodes 812. And I think the links are on this homepage to my other channels. I have some retired channels as well. But sympathy with any victims here. I didn't hear any gunshots. I just saw a little bit of a scuffle. And again, you see right there, the police say 3 dead, 5 others injured in a shooting. Now, who did the firing of the weapons, right? We don't know, I guess. But at this restaurant in suburban Phoenix, Glendale. Shout out to y'all, Arizona Decodes. Until next